Hello, crypto YouTube, crypto family. This is Crypto Farang, pre-recorded from Thailand. If you haven't done so already, please hop on over to Twitter and follow me at Crypto Farang. Welcome back for another video. As a reminder, I am not a cryptocurrency expert, a blockchain specialist, or a financial advisor. I'm just another digital asset maniac making YouTube content. So, please invest at your own risk. Welcome back for another video. I did want to touch on some more bullish news about the market. Two articles today, two different, I would say, probably experienced individuals in the space have both made a similar statement in regards to traditional investing, getting into cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. First, let's take a quick look at the market. And here at 2 p.m. on a Sunday in Chiang Mai, Thailand, everything's going pretty much sideways. Bitcoin SV is down, maybe on the news that people are finally accepting that Craig Wright is not Satoshi. VeChain over 0.006. I'm liking that action. And XRP over 24 cents. No complaints here. First, let's look at an article from Cointelegraph. They provide consistently good content, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to their YouTube channel because it's almost always worth having a watch. And this article is titled 1% Bitcoin no longer crazy for portfolios, says Morgan Creek CEO. Now, I seem to remember Morgan Creek having a large amount of their investment offerings be in crypto. So I went and did a bit of digging around, and it looks like Morgan Creek Capital is actually quite diverse, although they are heavily focusing also on cryptocurrency. So I certainly wouldn't say that Morgan Creek is cryptocurrency investments, but they do provide access to institutional and wealthy investors. Bitcoin BTC represents an investment in technology and innovation, making it a must-have in any portfolio, suggested the CEO of Morgan Creek when interviewed by Max Kaiser. Morgan Creek CEO, Bitcoin exposure boosts portfolios. I did catch a little bit of the interview, and basically what this individual, Mark Yusko, had to say is that the upside potential is so big for investing in Bitcoin and digital assets in regards to how well they have performed over the last decade, that it is, as I had mentioned before, and I agree, financially irresponsible at this point not to have some exposure to digital assets. And so it's very important, even if you are reluctant to invest heavily in digital assets, to have some exposure. And this is how I feel. This is what was mentioned in the interview. And so basically what they're saying is it should not be uncommon, and it should be very seriously considered by investors to get in with at least a 1% exposure to Bitcoin or altcoins. He also suggests that it will become increasingly normal for traditional funds to seek exposure. Like I said, I completely agree. Now, moving on to the next article, and this is from livebitcoinnews.com. This is a news site that I have not referenced before. See, I get even more excited about something like this because you have people from CNBC talking about digital assets and cryptocurrencies as a legitimate investment. Rick Edelman, your portfolio should have 1% of BTC. So it looks like Bitcoin and crypto is entering the mainstream territory. Bitcoin is moving up the financial ladder. According to a new report by CNBC, many financial advisors are now telling their clients that it's important to be at least somewhat invested in Bitcoin and digital currencies. While clients shouldn't necessarily go crazy and throw all their life savings into the digital space, it's important to have at least a little bit put to the side. They're suggesting that customers hold a minimum of 1% in Bitcoin and assorted assets. Okay, so we've got Morgan Creek. We've got the general statement that financial advisors are now pushing people to invest a very small portion, 1% into cryptocurrency. Sunaya Tudeha, I know I butchered that name, head of digital assets and distributed ledger technology at TD Ameritrade, states that many clients are looking to get in the space but don't always know how. She admits that the space can be very complicated and there are often a lot of unanswered questions when it comes to investing in crypto. So, I have been saying to anyone that would listen for the last couple of years. And since I started this channel, I've decided that I'm no longer going to bombard people with my opinions and my attitudes about investing in cryptocurrency. I'm going to offer my experience to anyone that's interested, but that's why I created this channel, because people that are actively looking to be informed on investing in cryptocurrency, hopefully I can provide something. And I have said over the course of the last couple of years, as I got back into investing in digital assets, that for the most part, for the average Joe, not a technology whiz, interacting with and safely storing digital assets is still pretty clunky. There are so many different ways that you can make mistakes and screw up a transaction, or lose access to your digital assets, or get your assets hacked. So there is a lot of risk. In addition to the volatility of the market and the newness of this market, there is just a large amount of risk associated with interacting with digital assets. And I've said that until that accurately gets addressed, we're not going to see mainstream adoption really catch on. And so we might see that big pump, that big bull run in the next 18 months, 2 years, but I think it's still going to be largely speculative because we haven't gotten to the point where people are really coherent enough to interact safely with their digital assets. And this is not the fault of the average guy. This is because we don't have these methods in place to make this a simple and safe, relatively simple and safe procedure. Now, the other thing I just want to mention is, and I'm not going to get into how much of people traditionally invest in these different markets, but just imagine if 1% of retail investors that have their traditional investments, precious metals, stocks, real estate. What if 1% gets funneled into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, digital assets? 1%. Well, that's gotta be a lot. Right now, the entire cryptocurrency market cap is under $1 trillion. The entire cryptocurrency market cap under $1 trillion. I would have to assume, and I would have to anticipate, that if 1% of traditional investors got into, if traditional investors started to allocate 1% of their investment portfolio into digital assets and cryptocurrencies, well, let me put it this way. I would be happy to be holding Bitcoin, I think, at that point. I can assume. Because at that point, it would be impossible for the price of one Bitcoin not to go up exponentially, and then, of course, the market cap would grow in kind. So those are my attitudes. Those are my outlooks about more bullish news in the space. I'll tell you what, the market could tank. Bitcoin could drop back down to 3K, and it really wouldn't affect my outlook on this thing long term. So. However, though, it is interesting and fun to watch the market and see that Bitcoin is trading in a pretty positive range. And, well, that's about it for today. So, as a reminder, if you haven't done so already, please like and please subscribe. And please treat others the way that you'd like to be treated. And remember, Crypto hindsight is always 2020. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.